हमको मेरे हस्बैंड चाहिए और कुछ नहीं। पति नहीं मिला, पति नहीं ছয়জন হয়েছি নাই যেত, ছয়জন এক জায়গারই আমাদের বাড়ি। ছয়জনের ভিতরে চারজন পাওয়া গেছে, এখন দুইজন পাওয়া যায় না।
कॉल किया कि अपना जो है एक्सीडेंट हो गया है, अपना आके जो है लाश को ले जाइए। उसके बाद में हम लोग आए तो जो है ना कोई डेड बॉडी मिल रहा है, ना और कोई मदद कर रहा है।
मेरा एक गर्दन का इधर एक फ्रैक्चर हुआ और पैर में फ्रैक्चर हुआ और हाथ में काट हो गया, बहुत बड़ा काट हो गया। मैं चेन्नई जा रहे थे, बहुत बड़ा एक साउंड आया। साउंड होने के बाद हम देख रहे रेल लाइन से नीचे निकल गया, कंपार्टमेंट। ठीक है, उसके बाद कंपार्टमेंट गिर गया। कंपार्टमेंट गिरने के बाद हम लोग क्या है ना, हमारा हाथ टूट गया, पैर टूट गया, लेकिन उसी टाइम मेरे को मालूम नहीं, लेकिन वो सामने से थोड़ा निकल गया था।
बच्चे सब दिख रहे थे, बहुत रो रहे थे, बहुत लोग मर के पड़े थे, बहुत लोग बुला रहे थे, और रिलीफ लोग भी जो हेल्प कर रहे थे वो सब बचा रहे थे, ट्रेन के अंदर ही बचा रहे थे। सब अंधारा हो गया था, लोग जोर से चिल्ला रहे थे।
होश नहीं था, क्या होगा कुछ नहीं, मेरे होश नहीं। जब ट्रेन धक्का हुआ ना, तब मेरे को चीप जा रहा था, मतलब घुटन जैसा लग रहा था, तो कुछ महसूस नहीं। जब गिरा था तब देखा कि कहाँ गिरा हूँ, तो लगा है पूरा मुंडी पूरा चारों तरफ इधर उधर पूरा लगा है, तो बॉडी में फिर टांग मेरा टूट गया है।
Rescue operations are on since it is extremely challenging for the rescue teams, be it ODRAF, NDRF, SDRF and other rescue teams who are at the spot to conduct the rescue operations.
एक तो आवाज़ है, धाम से आवाज़ है, और उस टाइम भोगी पलटना स्टार्ट हो गया, सब गाड़ी नीचे पलटना है। और हम लोग लुढ़क के मेरा लड़की स्पॉट हो गया, एक मार में मेरा सामने में ही दब गया मेरा लड़की लोहा के अंदर में। हम एक तो कोना ऐसा रहा बोल के खड़ा हो गया, लोहा लग गया मेरे को थोड़ा बदन में भी। तो कोशिश कर रहा बाबू, इतना मोटा लोहा गिरा, हम कैसा निकालेगा, नहीं निकालने सका। मेरा बच्चा चिल्ला के हाँ देख गया।
10-15 आदमी मेरा बदन के ऊपर पूरा आके गिर गया। मैं सबका नीचे था, ठीक है, मेरा हाथ में लगा, इधर बहुत दर्द हो रही है, इधर घर में लगा है। ट्रेन का बोगी से बाहर आया तब देखा किसी का पैर नहीं है, किसी का हाथ नहीं है, ऐसा ही किसी का थोपड़ा बिगड़ गया है। जब मैं उधर से आया, उधर से फिर इधर वापस आके इधर ही बैठा था।
Overturned bogies, hundreds of ambulances, desperate calls for help, and rescuers racing against time to pull survivors out. On the 2nd of June, a three-way train crash in the eastern Indian state of Odisha killed 288 people. More than 1,000 are injured. It's being called the worst train accident in India in nearly 2 decades. How did the three trains collide? Was there a tangible cause for the accident? And was it possible to prevent a catastrophe of this nature? Let's dig deeper. India's extensive rail network was built more than 160 years ago under British colonial rule. India has one of the largest train networks in the world, with over 13,000 passenger trains and 9,000 freight trains. In the 2022 fiscal year, more than 3.5 billion passenger rides were recorded, up from nearly 1.3 billion in 2021, as per a report. While there has been a steady increase in passenger rides, accidents have also seen an upward trend. The National Crime Records Bureau shows that roughly 260,000 people have lost their lives in train accidents in the past 10 years. It establishes that a vast majority of the railway accident deaths were caused not by major accidents, but because of people either falling off trains or getting run over by them. The records show that such incidents accounted for as much as 70% of railway accident deaths between 2017 and 2021. The recent triple train crash in Balasore has raised questions over the safety of the country's substantial but outdated rail networks. But how did an accident of such a scale unfold? We break it down. The accident involved three trains, two passenger trains going in opposite directions and a goods train. One, Coromandel Express, started from Shalimar railway station in the state of West Bengal and was headed to the southern city of Chennai. Howrah Superfast Express was en route Howrah from Yeshwantpur station in Bengaluru, and a stationary goods train that was standing idle at Bahanagar Bazaar station. The first train, the 12841 Coromandel Express, was running almost exactly on time and would have crossed Bahanagar Bazaar without stopping at 7 p.m. Instead of going past the goods train on the main line, Coromandel entered the loop, derailed and smashed into the goods train from the rear. Videos from the spot show how Coromandel's locomotive was perched atop the goods train. The Coromandel Express had crashed so hard at a speed of above 100 km per hour that its engine climbed the goods train and some of the compartments packed with passengers derailed. Three of the derailed coaches rolled onto parallel tracks, whiplashing the tail end of the Bengaluru-Howrah Superfast Express 12864, crossing the station at the same time from the opposite direction.
4 लाइन का स्टेशन है। इसकी जो बीच की 2 लाइंस है वो मेल लाइन है, जो कि अगर गाड़ी रुक नहीं रही है तो ज्यादातर उससे जाती है, और जो 2 और लाइन है आजू बाजू अलग अलग, वो लूप लाइन कहलाती हैं, जिसमें कि हमको अगर गाड़ी को रोकना है तो हम वहां पे उसको ले जाते हैं और उसको वहां रोकते हैं। इस दिन इस समय यहाँ पे 2 गाड़ियां खड़ी थी जिनको रोका गया कि ये मेल एक्सप्रेस गाड़ियां जो हैं जिनको यहाँ रुकना नहीं है उनको जाने के लिए एकदम क्लियर पाथ नहीं है।
All that could be seen at the accident spot were derailed train coaches and damaged tracks. Rescue teams searching the mangled carriages to pull out survivors and rush them to hospital. Video footage also showed rescuers climbing on trains to find survivors while passengers called for help and cried next to the wreckage. Seema Chaudhary and Kanchan Chaudhary kept sobbing and clutching identification cards and pictures of their missing husbands. The two women were at a business center turned mortuary where bodies had been transferred for identification from the mangled train carriages.
हॉस्पिटल बताएंगे हम, सब हॉस्पिटल देख लिया, कुछ भी नहीं पता चला। घूम से जा रहे हैं, वहाँ पे जूती पाया तो पाया, नहीं पाया।
मदद चाहिए कि
हमको सूत मेरे हस्बैंड चाहिए और कुछ नहीं।
पति नहीं मिला, पति नहीं मिला,
They'd been running from hospitals to makeshift mortuaries, looking for traces of their husbands who were traveling in the fateful trains. This is 20-year-old Bijay Lakshmi. She is still in a state of shock, unable to fully comprehend the extent of the tragedy. Her husband, Gobind Charan Sahu, worked as a plumber in Kolkata. He was supposed to return home, but tragedy struck.
एकदम बहुत जे कि दुर्बल हो गया, तो खाना नहीं, पानी पिएगा नहीं, कहते बहुत कष्ट दे जे कि गुटे साल है इन्हीं शादी हो गया, कीमती लागे।
Tears rolling down her cheeks, Lakshmi waited for her turn to complete the formalities before receiving compensation for her husband's untimely death.
क्या चल रहा है बेटा को, जब हो रहा है रुपया कटना, क्या रुपया तो आज है कल खर्चा हो जाएगा सब, लेकिन मेरा डान हाथ कट गया। ऐसा चिंता में जो महीना 1.5 महीना का बच्चा है उसका चिंता भी मेरे को बहुत है।
25 kilometers from the site of the triple train crash is the Fakir Mohan Medical College and Hospital. A cacophony of ambulance sirens outside the hospital announces arrival of more patients, many of whom are critically wounded. The nearest state-run hospital, it's been transformed into a scene of desperation and critical decisions.
I was not on duty, other units duty was there, and we got the message that every doctor has to be here because there is mass casualty and there has been a train accident. So we were expecting a lot of casualties and we needed as much hands as much possible. So all of the doctors rushed to the hospital, including the interns, the PGs, the SRs, the professors.
Some were brought dead to the hospital, while others were gasping for life. Saving as many lives as possible was the only priority.
इतना पेशेंट आएंगे, मतलब इतनी कैजुअलिटी, इतनी हेड इंजरी, इतनी चेस्ट इंजरी, इतना लेग इंजरी, वो मैंने कभी सपने में भी एक्सपेक्ट नहीं किया था। और मेरे लिए भी वो एक अलग सा मतलब एक्सपीरियंस था, जो कि हमने मतलब बाकी सारे इंक्लूडिंग मी, लेकिन बाकी सारे डॉक्टर बहुत अच्छे से निभाया है।
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited the accident site. He met injured people who were receiving treatment in the hospital wards. He vowed that those responsible for the horrific accident would be punished. As authorities clear the scene of the 3-train pileup and the Odisha government attempts to identify the bodies of those who have died, there is a bigger question that needs an answer. What exactly caused the horrific accident? Was it human error or was it sabotage?
इस विषय में पॉइंट मशीन की बात है, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक इंटरलॉकिंग की बात है। इलेक्ट्रॉनिक इंटरलॉकिंग में जो चेंज किया जिसके कारण ये दुर्घटना हुई, जिसने भी किया, जिसने भी जो भी इसके कारण है वो इन्वेस्टिगेशन से निकलेगा।
India's Railway Board also agreed with Vaishnav's statement, virtually ruling out driver error and system malfunction, indicating a possible tampering with the electronic interlocking system behind the triple train accident. But what is an electronic interlocking system?
As far as electronic interlocking is concerned, electronic interlocking as an equipment is absolutely fail-safe. When I say fail-safe, that means the electronic interlocking, if there is any issue with the electronic interlocking, it will fail towards the safe side. This green signal will go back to the red. It's not otherwise. The red signal will not go to the green. The fail-safety feature of the electronic interlocking is certified as SIL 4, that is Safety Integrity Level 4, which is highest safety level in the world. And this is certified by an independent safety assessor, and they certify that the electronic interlocking of this make is a SIL 4 certified equipment.
Soon after the crash, questions were asked about the deployment of Kavach and if it could have prevented this horrible tragedy. The Indian Railways developed an indigenous automatic train protection system named Kavach to prevent accidents caused by human error. It was launched by the Ministry of Railways on the 23rd of March 2022. While experts and politicians are divided on this, the Railways Minister has clarified that Kavach couldn't have averted the Balasore accident. Amid allegations and political blame games swirling around the train tragedy, the Railway Minister said that the root cause of the crash and the criminals behind the act are being investigated. He also remarked that a report by the Commissioner of Railway Safety is expected to be made public soon, and it would reveal the cause.
जिस सिचुएशन में ये दुर्घटना हुई है और जो परिस्थितियां हैं उन सब को ध्यान में रखते हुए आगे के इन्वेस्टिगेशन के लिए पूरे मामले को सीबीआई के पास देने का रेलवे बोर्ड की तरफ से रिकमेंडेशन किया जा रहा है.
However, the Railway Board, the ministry's top decision-making body, has recommended a separate investigation by the Central Bureau of Investigation, even though other inquiries have already started. The CBI typically investigates high-profile criminal cases, including serious financial frauds and murders. Is the Railway Board suspecting criminal tampering in the case? Is there a likelihood of human interference being the reason for the crash? The electronic interlocking system of the railways is considered to be a fail-safe system. In the rare event that the system fails, it is supposed to fail on the safer side. This means the express train should not have headed for the parked goods train. This is the reason why experts are assuming foul play, and the Railway Board has recommended a CBI probe.
The room in which the electronic interlocking is available has got two locks. One lock is available with the station master, another lock is available with the maintenance staff. So one person cannot open it by own. Both the persons are required to give a lock key, and then only it is open. So we have very safe arrangements in place in the railways, by which not a mistake of a single person cannot lead to a disaster like this. So it is really a matter of investigation to find out how this has happened.
Meanwhile, on the 6th of June, a CBI team reached Odisha's Balasore district to examine the site. The squad was seen carrying out investigations in the signal control room near the Bahanagar Bazaar station, around where the accident occurred.
They are doing their work. They work silently और वो अपना काम कर रहे हैं. अलग-अलग locations पे लोग हैं जहाँ CRS, CBI सब लोग काम कर रहे हैं. They are collecting the evidences.
Was the accident a case of sabotage or human error? Who's responsible for the train tragedy? A detailed probe by the CBI will answer these questions and more. The Balasore accident happened as the government seeks to modernize the rail network. In fact, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi was expected to inaugurate a new high-speed train, the Vande Bharat Express, on the 3rd of June as part of the government's massive investment into revolutionizing the country's expansive railway network. Instead, he travelled to the site of one of the worst rail accidents in Indian history. The crash has triggered a number of questions about the safety and maintenance of railway tracks. The Controller and Auditor General of India, CAG, in its 2022 report on derailment in Indian railways, had flagged multiple shortcomings and made several recommendations, which included the suggestion to ensure strict adherence to the scheduled timelines for conducting and finalizing accident inquiries. Around 50 hours after the tragic train crash in Balasore, trains started moving through the accident spot again. The first goods train to cross the section was seen off by Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw in the presence of other railway officials. The resumption of traffic was a result of work undertaken by more than 1,000 workers and railway officials over the last few days. Trains now chug through the same path. It's business as usual. But for those who lost their loved ones in the accident, life will never be the same again.